Fizban's Drakewarden Ranger follows along the improvements to Beastmaster Ranger introduced in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. There's a lot of similarities, but before we explore the draconic bonds, I want to inform you that this Sunday, tomorrow, October 31st, I will be live streaming a charity 5th edition D&D one-shot as part of a bigger local fantasy convention, Fantasticon. It's part 2 of last year's charity live stream, but this time around we'll be playing in person rather than playing online through Roll20 and such platforms. Hopefully it will be better, it will be more entertaining, so if you can spare a few minutes of your free time, come say hi into the chat and chuck a buck or two my way. All donations will be influencing the events and encounters in real time and ultimately given to the local hospital's pediatric oncology department. Good cause, loads of fun, hopefully, so see you tomorrow. Let's jump right and straight into the Drakewarden Ranger. I like what they did to it. It was solid in Unearthed Arcana iteration, and now in 2021 it's even probably a bit better. So yeah, I would pretty much be interested in playing something like this. It's not overpowered or anything. I don't have like some super specific, power build for it. But if you want to play something that's, flavorful, fun, and, evokes these types of imagery in your mind, then this is the Ranger for you. Obviously, the flavor is still there. Actually, let me do it this way. I don't know why I didn't do it that way to begin with. Come on, Windows, work. There we go. Boom, done. Okay, so yeah, so the Ranger, the Drakewarden, we have the draconic English hard. I'm stuttering. So draconic gift, for the most part, is the same. You learn your thaumaturgy cantrip and draconic. I don't know why they changed the order of these things. Maybe because of is it because of alphabet? H is before O, probably. Nah, I don't know. Drake companion. It's still, I think, the same, other than there's one difference in here, I think. Yeah, so instead of the Drake lasting for just a couple hours, because it said here in the Unearthed Arcana iteration that it was, it remained in your vicinity only up to like couple hours, 2, 3, 4, which, I mean, flavorfully, that doesn't really make much sense mechanically either. Like, what's the point? So you need your companion to be with you all the time to form these types of bonds where you're basically like a friend with it, right? So they made it so that it doesn't just last for 2, 3, 4 hours, but basically it lasts until you or it drops to 0 hit points or die or whatever. So you can summon it again, using your spell slots. That's still the same. That's pretty much the same as Beastmaster Ranger. The stat block is largely the same, if I'm not mistaken. Draconic Essence, you can you choose the damage type when you summon it. The damage is still the same. Reactions, infused strikes deal the same amount of damage. It's a decent companion. Maybe a little bit more hit points would be nice, but then at the same time it scales nicely with your ranger levels, similar to Beastmaster. So hit points shouldn't really be an issue. I mean, if you think about it, at level 5, for example, it's gonna have 30 hit points. That's a decent amount of hit points for like a companion creature, which can deal some damage, take some hits, and even improve the damage of you or your companions. So that's all fine. And then the Bond of the Fang and Scale, I also think is largely the same, with one big addition, is that the Drake grows to medium size and you can mount it. So now, oh yeah, also the flying speed of your companion is also now a thing. You can use the Drake as a mount if your size is medium or smaller, which I think most are, right? Medium. It cannot use flying speed as you summon it at level 7, but if you don't mount it, obviously it can fly. Now, the old iteration had a flying speed as one of the benefits, but here it's being given to you basically as a default. It doesn't have 40 foot of flying speed. It has only 30. It's the same as its walking speed, which, well, I mean, it's 40, right? So it's the same. But you lost the ability to have swimming speed. I think it's an okay change because, yeah, sure, it cannot swim, which maybe doesn't make a little bit of a sense if you choose like a swimming type of Drake. But then on the other end, you can mount it. So, you know, pros and cons to everything. I think mounting is better than it being able to swim, because you will be relying on this way more often. This is way more consistent than just the ability to give it a swimming speed. And obviously, it still has a flight. So overall, this, to me, in my opinion, is slightly better than the Unearthed Arcana version. If only they did something like this, if only they improved the Ascendant, Master Monk, whatever it's called. It's that one has been nerfed to hell and back. Yeah, so you get a little bit of an extra damage, that's still the same, and obviously you also gain resistance to the damage type of the chosen Drake's Draconic Essence. This is, together with I mean, this is a very solid feature overall when you think about it. I mean, you can mount it, it can fly if it's not mounted, so if you need to protect it, you can just tell it, you know, to use the dodge action and disengage or whatever and move away. And yeah, you gain resistance to the damage type chosen to the Draconic Essence, and if you think that, you know, basically, you know, there's acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison, these damage types are gonna be very prevalent throughout your adventuring, so you will probably be relying on this a lot, right? And then we have level 11. I think this one has been buffed. Yeah, it has been. So in the Unearthed Arcana version, you dealt 6d6 and then 8d6 at level 15. Here at level 11, basically 8d6 has been moved down to from 15 to 11, and then level 15 is 10d6. It's a little bit of a damage improvement. It probably won't matter that much, but yeah, you have basically a 30-foot cone that you can do, you know, once per long rest for free, or if you use your 3rd level or higher spell slot, you can do it a couple of times. Rangers are half casters, so they don't really have a lot of 3rd or higher level slots, but you know, if you are lucky and you get to level 15, you will be able to breathe this for a couple of times a day. It's not like a kind of damage or amount of damage where it's gonna break anything, but it's a decent amount of AoE. And if you find yourself dealing with like 3 or 4 enemies, this is still going to matter even at level 11. So, you know, it's good and it's being made slightly better. I'm okay with it. I think this is perfectly playable and valid feature at level 11. And then we get to level 15, Perfected Bond. A little bit more damage for a total of 2d6. Remember, at level 7 we got 1d6, now we get basically 1 more d6 for a total of 2d6. Your Drake grows to large size, and it can now also fly when you mount it, so that's also good. More mobility for both you and the Drake. And then we have Reflexive Resistance. I like how they give names to these features, and in the Unearthed Arcana they just kind of like give you the mechanics. I mean, that's usually the case, right? But here it's very, very obvious, apparent. I think this is the same, 30 feet, yeah. You can use your reaction to give yourself or the Drake resistance to that instance of damage. I mean, you will be using this. It's been limited to your proficiency bonus, and here it wasn't limited, I think. Yeah, so the Unearthed Arcana version was a bit better, but I guess this is fine because you know, it's any damage type. If you think about it, it can be psychic, it can be necrotic, it can be radiant, it can be any damage type that you give resistance to yourself or the Drake. So limiting it to like, I don't know, 5 times per day, I think, at level 15. Yeah, it's still something that you're probably not gonna run out of anyway, but just the fact that you could have done it unlimited amount of times as an Unearthed Arcana Drakewarden Ranger didn't really make too much sense. I mean, yeah, maybe even a little bit too powerful, so maybe just limiting it to this made a little bit more sense. And also it follows the design principle behind all the other subclasses. So yeah, that's it for the Drakewarden Ranger. Again, don't forget about tomorrow's charity live stream. We are going to be playing in person, so you're going to be watching us failing laughing, and obviously, I don't know, doing everything else you do as you play D&D. For a good cause, for a good fun, so hopefully see you tomorrow. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, you know the YouTube drill. And I'm gonna talk to you very, very soon about all of these other draconic options introduced in Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. Min Max Munchkin out, and yeah, talk to you soon.